Assalamualaikum guys. Today kita sambung lagi on quadratic equation on sum and product of roots. Okay, as you know, every quadratic equation can be written as x equals to x squared minus sum of roots of x plus product of roots equals to 0. Okay, so first say that if you have roots of x equals to 2 and negative 2. Okay, so can you wow, sedapnya. Thank you. Dapat big breakfast McD. Thank you honey. Okay, alright. So can you apa tadi tu? Okay, so can you get its quadratic equation when you have roots x equals to 2 and negative 2? Okay, so yes, you can, because you can get the sum of root which is sum of root kan, which is 2 plus negative 2. So minus 2, you're going to get sum of roots equals to 0. And then product of root, you're going to get 2 times negative 2, which is negative 4. So you can get the quadratic equation as x squared minus sum of root is 0x plus product of root is negative 4. So you're going to get x squared minus 4 equals to 0 as your quadratic equation. Okay, so if you have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, okay, so you can get the sum and product of roots using negative b over a, and your product of root equals to c over a. Okay, now how do you get this equation? Okay, now let's derive together. Let's say that you have equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, and then the root of this general quadratic equation will be x equals to negative b plus minus b squared minus 4ac square root of everything over 2a. Now if you let the two roots to be alpha and beta, okay, so say the roots are alpha and beta. Okay, alright, so your alpha will be negative b plus square root of b squared 4ac, okay, divided by 2a. So the other root which is beta, yang ni plus kan, so the other one will be minus negative b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, alright, so now we can find the sum of the roots, okay, by alpha plus beta lah, the sum kan, sum of two roots, so that will be alpha plus beta. So you're going to get negative b plus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a plus the other one which is beta is negative b minus square root beta square over 2a. Okay, so you can simplify this kan, you will get what, yang ni you can get rid of this. Okay, so you akan dapat minus b, that is minus 2b over 2a. So you simplify more, you're going to get negative b over a. Okay, so this is your sum of root, which is your alpha plus beta lah. Now what about the product of root? Okay, so product, so you darab lah alpha times beta, you will get negative b plus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a times negative b minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so on the denominator you will get what, 4a squared. On the numerator you akan dapat, this is like macam you ada a plus b times a minus b, betul tak kan? So you will get a squared minus b squared. Okay, which is yang ni will be negative b squared minus of square root of b squared minus 4ac square kan. Okay, so you're gonna get b squared minus 4ac, okay, over 4a squared. Okay, so this one you can simplify more. Okay, b squared minus b squared habis, yang ni you're gonna get positive 4ac over 4a squared. Okay, simplify lagi, you're gonna get c over a. So this is your product of root ataupun alpha times beta. Okay, since every quadratic equation can be written as x squared minus sum of root x, okay, plus product of root equals to 0. So just now kita derive sum of root is negative b over a, x plus product of root is c over a equals to 0. So you akan dapat x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals to 0. Okay, so now let's look at a few examples. So without solving, find the sum and product of the roots of the following quadratic equation. So you compare this as the general quadratic equation ax squared minus bx plus 5 equals to 0. So your a will be 4, b equals to negative 8, and your c is 5. Okay, alright, so your sum of root will be negative b over a, which is 8 over 4. Okay, which is 4 lah. Okay, which is 8, which is equals to 2. Alright, now your product of root is c over a, which is 5 over 4. Okay, so b and c ni buat sendiri lah. Okay, alright, now another example. Find the quadratic equation given that your sum of root is 9, your product of root is 97. Okay, so the quadratic equation can be written as x squared minus sum of root of x plus product of root equals to 0. So since your sum of root is 9, so you're going to have negative 9x plus, minus 7 equals to 0. Okay, so that's your quadratic equation. Okay, very simple. Okay, so now let's look at one example. Okay, so if alpha, beta are roots of 3x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals to 0, find a new equation which has 1 over alpha and 1 over beta as roots. Okay, so kalau you want to find a new equation, a quadratic equation kan, so you need to find x squared minus sum of root of x plus product of root equals to 0. But what is the sum of root of the equation where you have 1 over alpha and 1 over beta as root? Okay, so the sum of root will be 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Okay, so you will get beta plus alpha over alpha beta. But what is the value for alpha plus beta over alpha beta? Okay, so you can get these values from this one, but you know that alpha beta are the roots for 3x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, so here you have a equals to 3, b equals to negative 5, your c equals to 6. So your alpha plus beta, so your alpha plus beta will be negative b over a, which is 5 over 3, and your product of root will be alpha beta, which is c over a, which is 6 over 3, 2. Okay, so now from this alpha plus beta and alpha beta, you plug in inside your sum of root ni. Okay, so you will get 5 over 3 over 2. Okay, so you will get 5 over 6. Okay, so that's your sum of root for the new equation. Your product of root will be 1 over alpha times 1 over beta, which is equals to 1 over alpha beta. So your alpha beta is 2, so your product of root will be 1 over 2. So your new equation with 1 over alpha and 1 over beta as roots will be x squared minus 5 over 6x plus half equals to 0. Or you can times 6 lah, kat semua times 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Okay, so you will get 6x squared minus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. So that's your quadratic equation with root 1 over alpha and 1 over beta as roots. Okay, for the next few examples, the following identities are needed. Okay, kalau you ada alpha squared plus beta squared, okay, so this will be equals to alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. Okay, and then kalau you ada alpha cube plus beta cube, okay, this will be equals to alpha plus beta cube minus 3 alpha plus beta. Okay, firstly you have equation x squared plus 3x plus 7 equals to 0. This equation has alpha and beta as roots. Okay, so find an equation which has beta over alpha and alpha over beta as roots. So you need to find the sum of root. Okay, the sum of root of beta over alpha plus alpha over beta. Okay, so you akan dapat berapa? Alpha beta squared plus alpha squared. From here your a will be 1, your b equals to 3, your c equals to 7. Product of root will be alpha beta equals to c over a, which is 7. Okay, your sum of root, which is alpha plus beta, will be negative b over a, which is negative 3. Okay, but now you want to find another equation with beta over alpha and alpha over beta as roots. Okay, so bila you cari sum, so to get the new equation, you kena cari sum of root dulu for the new roots. Okay, so your sum of root will be this one, beta squared plus alpha squared over alpha beta. So beta squared plus alpha squared can be written as alpha plus beta squared minus 2 alpha beta, betul? So over alpha beta. Alright, so your alpha beta is negative 3, okay, power 2 minus 2 alpha beta is 7 over alpha beta is over 7. Okay, so your sum of root will be equals to minus 5 over 7. And then what about your product of root? Your product of root will be beta over alpha times alpha over beta. Okay, so when you simplify, you're going to dapat 1. Okay, so the new equation is x squared minus sum of root u is minus 5 over 7 x plus 1 equals to 0, or you can write this as x squared plus 5 over 7x plus 1 equals to 0. So that's your new quadratic equation with alpha over beta over alpha and alpha over beta as their roots. Okay, look at another example. Okay, so given alpha and beta as roots of 2x squared minus x plus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so yang ni what you can get is your alpha plus beta will be negative b over a, which is 1 over 2. Your alpha beta will be equals to 4 over 2, which is 2. Okay, so find an equation with 1 over alpha cube and 1 over beta cube as roots. Okay, so you need to find the new equation, x squared minus sum of root of x plus product of root equals to 0. So your sum of root for the new equation will be 1 over alpha cube plus 1 over beta cube. Okay, so this will be equals to beta cube plus alpha cube over alpha beta the whole thing cube. Okay, so you can use your identities. Can your alpha cube plus beta cube will be equals to alpha plus beta cube, okay, minus 3 alpha beta alpha plus beta, okay, over alpha beta power 3. Okay, so you plug in all your values using half and 2. Alright, so you're gonna get 1 over 2 power 3 minus 3 alpha beta is 2, alpha plus beta is half, okay, over alpha beta is 2. Okay, so you will get your answer as, okay, 2 power 3. So your answer will be negative 23 over 64. Okay, alright, now what about your product of root? Okay, so your product of root will be 1 over alpha cube times 1 over beta cube. That will be 1 over alpha beta power 3. So your answer will be 1 over 2 power 3, which is 1 over 8. Okay, so your new equation with 1 over alpha cube and 1 over beta cube as roots will be x squared minus so plus 23 over 64 plus 1 over 8 equals to 0, or you can rewrite this as you darab 64 the whole thing, okay? So you will get 64x squared plus 23 sorry, ini ada x plus 8 equals to 0. Okay, so that's your new equation. Alright, okay, so that's all for today's lecture, and apparently today is our last lecture. Okay, there'll be another video. I will compile the video on your friends explaining about rationalize the denominator, okay, and I'll post it on Spectrum as well. That's all from me. So next week Dr. Siti will take over, okay, but I'll be teaching for another week, okay, which is on I think week 11. I think masa tu kita belajar application of differentiation. Okay, alright, I hope by then kita dah boleh face to face, insyaAllah. Okay, so I'll see you then. Bye bye.